I never thought much about the dangers of Facebook Marketplace. I had used it a few times, bought a used TV stand once, sold an old couch, but nothing weird ever happened. That changed the night I tried to buy a computer desk. It started with a simple listing, a dark brown L-shaped desk perfect for my home office. The seller, Tom M., was offering it for $50, a steal. The pictures looked decent, and when I messaged him, he responded almost instantly. "Still available?" "Yeah, if you want, I can bring it to you. I got a truck." That should have been my first red flag. Normally you had to pick up furniture yourself, but I figured he was just trying to be helpful. I gave him my apartment address and told him I'd be home after 7 p.m. "I'll be there around 7:30. My buddies are helping me load it up." I hesitated for a second. Something about the phrasing felt off. But I didn't think much of it. I just assumed he needed help lifting the desk. At 7:45 p.m., my phone buzzed. Here, parked out front. I peeked out my window and saw a black pickup truck idling in the lot. It was dark, and the parking lot lights flickered, casting shadows across the pavement. I stepped outside and immediately noticed something strange. There wasn't just one guy. There were four. Tom, or at least the guy who had been messaging me, stood closest to the truck. He was tall, wearing a dark hoodie and jeans. Next to him were three other men, dressed similarly, hoodies, baggy pants, hands stuffed in their pockets. None of them were carrying a desk. "Ryan?" Tom asked. His voice was casual, but there was something weird about the way he looked at me. "Yeah," I said, eyeing the truck. "Where's the desk?" One of the men chuckled. "Oh, we got it in the back." I felt my stomach twist. Something was wrong. They weren't moving toward the truck. They were moving toward me. "You got the cash?" Tom asked. I took a step back toward my door. "Yeah, but I want to see the desk first." The tallest guy smirked. "Nah, man, just pay up. We'll bring it in after." I wasn't stupid. They had no intention of selling me anything. My apartment door was only a few feet away. I could make it. I turned to go inside, but before I could reach the door, one of them lunged at me. I barely had time to react before I felt a hand grab my hoodie, yanking me backward. I stumbled, trying to rip free, but the guy was strong. "Relax, man," Tom said, but his voice had lost any pretense of friendliness. I threw my elbow back, connecting with the guy's ribs. He grunted and loosened his grip just enough for me to break free. I sprinted toward my door, my hands shaking as I fumbled for my keys. "Get him," one of them shouted. I barely made it inside, slamming the door just as they reached it. A loud bang echoed as one of them kicked the door. My heart pounded as I locked the deadbolt. Another kick. The whole door shook. "Open up, Ryan," Tom said from the other side. "Let's talk." I grabbed my phone and called 911. "Four guys are trying to break into my apartment," I whispered, pressing my back against the door. Another bang. The wood groaned, but the door held. Then silence. I waited, barely breathing. After a few seconds, I heard footsteps retreating. I peeked through the peephole and saw them heading back to the truck. They weren't running. They were walking, calmly, like they hadn't just tried to rob me. Tom turned around and looked directly at my door. Even through the peephole, I could see his grin. Then they drove off. The police arrived 10 minutes later, but by then the truck was long gone. They took my statement, but since I hadn't actually been robbed, there wasn't much they could do. The Facebook profile was fake. No real photos, no friends, nothing. Just a burner account created to lure people like me. That night, I kept thinking, what if I had actually walked up to that truck? Would they have just robbed me? Or would it have been worse? I don't use Facebook Marketplace anymore, and I never, ever let sellers come to my apartment because sometimes the deal is just too good to be true.